Type in hashtag birdie is early and hit that like button. You're going to be entered to win some Dragon Shield sleeves. Hashtag birdie is early.
How are there 158 people here already?
Hashtag birdie is early. 150 of you with the early birdie win. Gonna give away some Dragon Shields tonight. Hit that like button and let's get it going.
Own a Jeweled Lotus?
Hello? Is anyone there?
A Jeweled Lotus. Hello, everybody. Wow, it is Wednesday, and there are people here at the stream. Aaron, Rob, Yazmat, No, Alex, Anthony, Suts, Jason, The Ending End, 8-Bit, Aaron, Blissful Bash, Alex, Nick, Solo.
I'm
Black,
seeing some hashtag birdie is early. Make sure you spell it right. BIRDY is early. We're gonna run this for the early birdies.
Style 006, Paradox, Engineer, Just a Capybara. Oh God, Capybara is here. Corey G.
People
PC
say you
Man.
look like a capybara.
They do. Annie thinks they look like a capybara too. Paradox Engine, but she's like, but a capybara's cute. Matt Corrales.
She says it as like a butt, or she says
Evan.
it as like
Brandon.
a defensive view.
Young. Gustavo.
She's
She
like,
says no. I think she says it like it's. She says it looks like. She says it looks like me because I'm cute. That's what she says.
oh God,
Adam,
I see.
Corey
Not
G.
like you look like a
Heard say Corey
capybara,
G.
but a capybara's cute. Not
Seth.
like that.
Fireball. Right. Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a positive thing. Evan, I think we got through a lot of the folks here.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks to the early birdies being here right at the start. For that, we're giving away a pack of Dragon Shields. Annihilator. I'll see you later in the DMs on Discord.
Ooh, those look cool.
Where
I'm a fan.
You're gonna say, "Hey, it's Annihilator."
Is that the art or is it a color? What is it?
These are just yellow mats. Yellow
Matte. Okay, cool.
Yellow matte dragon.
I like what I'm seeing here.
Sialcias.
Yeah.
Annihilator, you are the winner.
Annihilator, I hardly know her. We have a new member tonight.
Annihilator, Killer.
Aaron McNally.
Aaron McNally, welcome
What's
to the
up?
Token Creatures. You do get our anthem. I haven't said this in a second. I'll say it right now. Welcome to the Token Creatures, Aaron McNally. You get our anthem. +1/+1, flying, first strike, vigilant, haste, and indestructible. But we do have to sacrifice one of you at the beginning of each of our upkeeps. So make sure you keep your eyes down when we go to make that decision.
Yeah,
everybody.
We tend to look people like if someone's looking at us, we're like, it's almost like they're volunteering is kind of like how it feels.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, hi, hello,
Like Annihilator was looking at us. Sorry.
Robert, California, let's have a conversation.
Annihilator, make sure you DM me on Discord, just like anybody who wins anything here on the channel. Say, what's up, it's Annihilator. I won the yellow matte sleeves on the Commander Master set review stream, and this is my continental US shipping address. If you don't have a continental US shipping address to provide, we will send you the value of the sleeves via PayPal. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday.
Shout out mods, Food Time, Brody Ham, Spectre, Bobby Z, all in the house. What's up, mod team? Nice to see all of you here hanging out.
Our numbers guy from the mod team came through hard on this one, y'all. We have got expected value for Commander Masters broken down a lot of different ways, and we've also got comparisons of the expected value of that to Double
Jake
Masters and to Double Masters 2022 right after spoilers were over and before the set had released. So we're going to get to compare these sets tonight as apples to apples as we possibly can to see exactly how all the numbers fall. And Jake, that's just the first thing we're doing tonight.
Jank, I'm sorry. Yeah, we have a whole thing. Jank, I didn't see you up there. You got lost in the giveaway tag.
Oh hail.
Dude, this is gonna be it's gonna be a night. We've got some stuff to get through. It's also a quick one because I'm gonna be heading out of town. I guess we could kind of tell everybody we're gonna be offline next week. We did talk about this.
That is important to note. We are taking a week off next week.
And next week as well.
Next week, We are off.
Yes.
It's our week.
And so, yes, it's a time where we get away mentally, and
we don't really take these, so we cordially invite you all to suck it. We're off next week. We're not doing anything next week, weed or weef. And so that's just the way it is. You're going to get through it. We will be back the Wednesday following.
That's right.
There will be some videos that release next week, but for all intents and purposes, Jake and I are AFK next week.
I will be going to visit some family in the Midwest.
We call going camping completely alone, just us two with only a twin size mattress.
To visit family in the Midwest.
We call that going to visit family in the Midwest.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, so we are going to be going to visit some family in the Midwest.
Yeah, we got a long week of really visiting some family hard in the Midwest.
That's right. That's right. I'm in Minnesota if you want to get me that drink. That's right, Blissful Bash. I loved your title on that video. Caught me, man, and I was like, nope, I'm responding to the title. So good job, you hooked me with your title.
Jake, did you get a haircut?
I did. You got
a haircut and you're wearing a fucking hat?
Yeah, I have a hat on today.
Let's see it.
I can't. No, I have my hat on.
What'd you do it yourself?
If I take off my hat, then the top of my head will come off.
What the hell are you talking about? This is the first.
It's just hat hair.
Oh.
You see?
Yeah, you know that song in you look like the human embodiment of that song from Pulp Fiction, where it's like
Look, it just bounces right back from being under a hat.
Looking
all
good,
right,
man. Looking sharp.
But we got it figured out because well, we can't have that thing there. I don't want that thing there. There we go.
Mr. Lou, that's what it is. Poison sugar. That's right. That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, Jake. Tell me more. Tell me more. Did you get very far?
What is happening?
Chat.
Oh man.
We got three major topics we want to cover tonight. So buckle in, grab your drink, get ready. We're hitting these hard.
Yeah.
We got a 2-hour stream tonight and we're covering a lot of topics. The expected value of this set and the current prices of sealed product. First, we're going to talk about that.
Oh, I thought we were just making a comment on it. Okay.
Number two, we're going to talk about our top hits. What are our most expensive singles in the set, so that when you go to open packs of this next week, you know with certainty, oh nice, this card is a $50 plus card.
Yes. I mean, bro, I was just looking at I know I sound like a broken record bringing this up all the time, but dude, the borderless Double Masters 2022 cards, they have now, like, that entire list that I've been tracking that was at like $550 forever, it had like bottomed out at like $550, like the 10 cards I was tracking.
Yeah.
And now that list is worth like $430.
Oof.
So it like cracked under 500 and now it's started to dip even less. And I'm not trying to capitulate. I'm just letting people know exactly what I'm seeing, which is people are extremely bearish on this. Like the singles of this are going to race to the bottom too. Everything that isn't like the most highly desired card, like the frame break Jeweled Lotus, you know, maybe like a couple other standouts, like maybe the Fierce Guardianship. Most everything is going to race to the bottom, and it's going to be fast. It's going to be massive fallout on tons of these cards. It's going to be an amazing time for players, a really good time to buy singles, probably from whenever the set starts getting open. But in recent videos, the meme is wait forever, and if you wait forever, you haven't waited long enough. So unless you're buying like reserve list or like sealed products that you really want, just like wait as long as you can, and then when the price hits rock bottom or whatever you're comfortable with, then jump in.
Lastly, we are going to be covering new rarities. One of the highlights of a set like this is upshifts and downshifts in rarities, and those have different implications It's a conversation. We're going to look at the top of the line. We're going to look at the bottom of the line. And that is really where we're going to get a ton of our information. So buckle in. Let's swap over and we'll take a look at some sealed product and some expected values.
Saw some people talking about Barbie. Dude, movie's so good. It's so fun.
So we have been tracking the price of Commander Master sealed product quite a bit over the past couple of weeks as we've seen previews. We now have the entire set spoiled, and we have the numbers of the expected value of this set. Big shout out to our mod.
No serialized stuff.
No.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Big shout out to our mod Spectre for putting all these numbers together. Spectre, salutes, firm handshakes, 07s to you.
Thank you so much, Spectre, for putting this together. Yeah, this is I know this is a lot of work, so we really do appreciate you so much taking the time to do this. This one is a lesson in pays to wait. Pays to have wallet fatigue.
Everything in
on
this game is a pays to wait lesson. It seems like nowadays, when you go and look at the Commander Master sealed product, most expensive, we're looking at cases as well, all the way up the chain. Cases right now in the $2,000 realm, up above $2,400, near $2,500 just a few days ago. And Jake, July 11.
Yeah, oh God.
I want everyone to look at July 11. That is the day where previews began in earnest, where spoilers began in earnest. But all along here is where Lord of the Rings was happening. And they were slowly
that keeps on dipping.
They were trickling out these details. Oh, we're not going to have fetch lands in there. Oh, this one's not going to have mana crypt. We found that out.
No serialized cards.
Nothing serialized. No real chases except for these frame break, new frame cards that they've got. Looking at individual boxes, the set booster box is the most expensive right now at $350. Now look at this.
I like this.
This has an interesting
like where
chart.
I would consider, like, this is probably the product that I would consider engaging with, because I do like getting some of the variants and not just getting 4 packs in the Commander product or the Collector product. I would rather go with something like this. If this dips down, like, God, if it can for some way get to like 250s, I might jump in around there, but this is still higher than I want to pay for this. There's just so much bulk in the set, dude.
There is 2 to 6 cards of rarity, rare or higher in the set booster packs. Our Commander precons sitting around 320. Now we've broken down the economics on these in a big way already. We had the distributor pricing for these and compared that to older sets that had all 4 decks. This is our first time with Masters on a precon deck, but it doesn't really seem to have mattered in a huge way. We do have a little bit of value in these more than normal.
Yeah, I looked at the Planeswalker party deck and it has Chain Veil, and that's like pretty much it. It has a big list of Planeswalkers. It has Spark Double. It has some good cards, but really I don't see anything, especially in the mana base, that really sticks out as like, oh, this is something that's worth $80 a deck. Now I know that there's some new cards in there. There's going to be new cards in each of these decks, but this is just a huge step up in price from anything that I've seen, really. And so yeah, I mean, and it's not even like a premium version. It's just like the regular version of the deck. There is no premium version.
Right.
It's not like with the Warhammer decks where one was the Surge Foil version and the other was the regular. I don't know, dude.
Draft booster box by in March, up above 300.
This is also a good way to engage if you're trying to get a draft box.
By the time we're at previews, 293, and we seem to be slowly falling. Now look at the variance on this chart, y'all. You don't want to be deceived by these lines. The variance on this chart is 308 to 292. It looks much more severe than the fall off actually has been, but you are seeing the fall off, and you will continue to see the fall off. Let's take a peek before we look at expected value of this and compare it to Double Masters 2022. Look at the collectors. Now this one is a little bit more steep. Look at the variance here, 262 to 206 over the last 3 months. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it if it doesn't have a chase card, Jake.
I mean, this is kind of what we're seeing, you know? This is what happens, is there's nothing flashy in there. There's no the one ring to go after. There are no serialized anything in it. And so that's what Wizards of the Coast has kind of established, is now they're going to be like, oh, well, we should put a serialized card in everything. But before they do, they should consider that, you know, dialing it back and letting this be okay. Let this just be a product that doesn't sell as well. And I doubt they're going to do that, but I think it would be good to, you know, have the serialized cards. If you want those to be special, don't put them in everything. I think if you do put them in everything, then we're in trouble, right? Because then it's like, okay, well, what is the next big thing that you're going to do? So yeah, every product can't have serialized cards if you want serialized cards to be attractive, if you want players to want that. So I think this is fine, but I mean, yeah, again, you know, people who know about Double Masters 2022 and the textured foils, you know, it's a broken record, but all of those cards have lost, like, God, 90% of their value that they had in pre-sales.
What would you want this box price to be to grab it if you were targeting some?
This is $50 a pack. There's no golden ticket. It's just like pull Jeweled Lotus, frame break or bust kind of. I think most of these packs are going to come out red. So, I mean, I don't know, 175, maybe 150. 150 is probably where you'll see people start to buy them, because then they can rationalize. They could be like, oh, well, 150, all I have to do is hit, you know, one really good card, and that's $100 of the value. Right. 200 is still kind of expensive.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So, with all that in mind,
I mean, how much do people really even care about Jeweled Lotus? I mean, look at the price of Jeweled Lotus. Is that even going to be like the chase card? I mean, obviously it is going to be the chase card, but you think about cards like Fierce Guardianship and Doubling Season and some of the other hits that exist.
Now that we know the prices of the boxes and how they're sort of acting right now, let's take a look at some expected value on these. And look, there's a lot of information here, chat. So let's go over it. By the way, you viewing at home, looking at this video after the fact, you could have been here with us live. We stream almost every Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern. Finance topics, news of the day, MTG stuff. Come hang out and check this out.
If you're watching us from the future. Dr. Love kind of thing where we talk about... Wait, we haven't started that.
What?
Like the Dr. Love kind of thing where we give people relationship advice, but we haven't started that yet.
Oh yeah, the relationship advice streams have not started yet. They haven't stopped in our heads.
They are in pre-production in our heads. So yeah, Love Line. It's kind of like that.
All of these prices that you're looking at on this sheet, whether it's Commander Masters, Double Masters, or Double Masters 2022, all of these represent a snapshot of the prices right after spoilers had concluded, but before the set had officially released. Because we're in this holding pattern, right? We don't have the extreme ridiculous pre-hype of not knowing prices, but we also don't have the extreme fall of everybody's got these and is selling the stuff they don't want prices. We're right in between right now, on the precipice. We're on the edge of glory. Commander Masters, Jake, we got 133 rares in this set. Average value of a rare in this set is $6.46, with the high being at $38. Mythics, we got 39 mythics in the set. Average EV of a mythic is $26, with the high being $77.
Okay.
Draft booster pack.
Below 75 cents. That's a nice crit miss.
$14 for a draft booster pack. Currently, the EV for a pack is like $25.
Oh, God, God. Oh man, that hurts to look at that. Okay.
Our draft booster box price, we saw it falling down toward around 300s. Our expected value is $619 on a draft booster box, and this will fall very fast as these cards are released.
That's so funny. And before we continue, that really does say a lot about how like EV and how pre-sale price perception, whatever you want to call it, you know, really could for someone who's not, let's flash back to the Jake and Joel Star Wars Destiny moment, okay, if you will, where you and I were looking at all the pre-sale prices of all these Star Wars cards, and we were like, dude, we rationalized it. I mean, even Jennifer, she's in on it. She's like, yeah, dude, she's like, you guys would be silly to not do this. And we get these Star Wars Destiny packs, and we're opening these cards, and we can't even sell them fast enough to break even because everybody's doing the same thing. Everything is racing to the bottom. And honestly, I mean, there's a lot to learn from that. And we're going to see, because you're going to be able to watch this video like a time capsule and come back and see what these prices were and where they are in the future. And we'll be able to use this in the future when we need to talk about cards you missed from Commander Masters that are at rock bottom prices.
What I wanted to see, and what Spectre was so kind to provide, 120 rares and 40 mythics in Double Masters 22. Average $8 for a rare here, average $6, $7 for a rare here, average $58 for a mythic here, average $26 for a mythic here. And y'all know, if you've been watching the channel for a while or any of our videos or anything, exactly how we feel about this set at this point. These prices have died. They are just now starting to potentially crawl back up, but they probably even have a little bit. Typically it's about a year, and then within that second year they start crawling back up.
Yeah.
Unless they just decide it's a secret layer version card now and they're going to keep it between $10 and $20, or if it just gets reprinted ad nauseum. Draft pack EV30, draft booster EV739. And then for double masters, it's a step back from that. 40 mythics, 121 rares, very similar numbers there. Average EV of a rare 7, average EV 646, similar. About $8 higher for the average EV of a mythic.
And that is pricing from May of 2020, which is worth noting.
Correct. Yeah. All of these, like I said, are snapshots of where the game was just after we saw all of the cards, but before the packs were street legal, basically. In hands, yeah. Right. I have seen a lot of openings on the internet already. Wizards sent out a big swath of product to their MTG ambassadors this time around. And so I've seen a lot of openings, but it's not yet street legal, so to speak. Yeah. Looking at Commander Masters EV, it's this chart over here we really want to look at. Announce EV, current EV. This is what I wanted to see. So those numbers that we looked at first about the draft booster pack and the draft booster box announcement EV, this was when the set was, here's what we got. Here's what's going on. Those cards that ended up being in the set at that price were much more expensive. Just since the announcement and all of these cards have been previewed, we have fallen over 20% in value for this set. So just from here, we're doing this set all the way down to now there's all the cards. Next week you get to buy it. It's always going to fall, but we're at 22% down. So you're looking at $14 packs having an EV of about $20. We're still there. Still looking good. $335 on your price of a booster box of draft packs, $480 for your EV. So you got about a $6 average gain and $144 average gain there. And that's at these current prices, y'all. Please keep that in mind. Don't be sitting there 3 weeks from now looking at this chart This whole video should be viewed as a snapshot in time, a time capsule, like Jake said.
Yeah.
Because these prices, these EVs are going to be plummeting over the next 3 to 6 weeks.
I wouldn't be surprised if a draft booster box EV drops to like 250s. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised. I mean, I know that there's good stuff in there like J-Lo and Doubling Season, and there's some good medallions. Lands are okay. Lands are kind of mid. There are some good cards in this set, but there is just so much junk. Each draft pack has how many rares in each draft pack? Are there 2? Because it's for commander drafting, right? So I imagine there's 2 or more, right?
I believe so. I do not know that off the top of my head.
Yeah, when I think about it, I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I've seen how all of these premium or products that are perceived to be premium. I see how they do. 2 to 4
rares or higher. So potentially 4 in a draft
2
pack.
at minimum. Okay. So you could have some very stacked packs. I don't know. We'll have to see. What were your impressions of the openings that you saw, Joel?
The hits are hitty and the not hits are not. I haven't sat and really taken those in yet. I wanted to see where these numbers fell. Sure. I look forward to August 2024 when I start looking at Commander Master singles to buy.
Yeah, I mean, with 4 rares per pack, let's just say this: there are going to be a lot of cards going into circulation, even at minimum 2. So if it's going to be like between 2 to 4 rares per pack, there are going to be a ton of the bulk making it into circulation. So yeah, I'd expect this to shrink pretty significantly. Like I said, the textured foils from Double Masters 2022, for example, that debuted at 500 plus. Ren and 6 is now the most expensive, and it's right around $100. So with that one, that was like around $700 or $800, it has lost damn near 80% of its value. I'd expect most of this stuff to race to the bottom as well, with the exclusions being the cards that are most desired. So like Jeweled Lotus, Frame Break, I could see that having a nice premium. You're going to have CEDH players that want that. You're going to have casual and competitive players that are going to want that. It's a very nice looking card. And then all the profile cards are really cool. I like those too. So we'll but look at these prices. I mean, like, it's absurd. It's honestly laughable. Look at those laughable prices on those on that Ulamog. Like, can you even believe it? It's shameless.
Oh, I can absolutely believe
ridiculous.
It. Cards at this point in a product's life cycle are ridiculously priced, and Commander Masters has the word Masters in it. Y'all, if there's any point at looking at all of these product prices right before the set releases and the expected value right before set releases, it's so that we're able to look back. I want to tell you that we have never ever seen a set not follow this exact same trend. Way too high at the beginning, way too high at release. About 3 months, the prices, you start going, oh, that's only that price now? And then you forget about it for 6 more months. And then at the 9 to 12 month mark, after a set has come out, you go, oh, Commander Masters was a thing. I know we've had 800 sets since then, but Commander Masters happened. Let me go look at those prices. And then you're like, oh, Jake and Joel they've scheduled a stream for tonight called Commander Masters Prices Are Super Low. Cards to buy. August 2024. It's Commander Masters singles. Wild. Jeweled Lotus is down to $50. That's not a call. I'm just saying these cards are going to plummet. Okay?
I wish that I could short this set. I can't short Commander Masters, but I can short Hasbro. Not financial advice.
The only way to short MTG cards is to like pre-sell one of these kind of cards, Jeweled Lotus texture foil. Just pre-sell it for some ridiculous price, and then hope that by the time that contract comes up, that price is falling.
It most likely will have. I don't think people are going to be jumping out of the... I'm not like running to the gates trying to buy the $500 Dragon. Let's just say that. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, next up we're gonna actually look at some individual card prices. So let me just reset my little mirrors here. Boom and boom.
I mean, the cards look cool. I know there's some people in chat that are sitting there that haven't hit like because we have 500 people watching and only 100 likes.
We don't have 169 likes yet.
We need to get to 269 likes as fast as possible. Fastest 269 likes that have ever existed. And then, yeah, when we talk about this next segment.
That's what a 69 with me is like. Fastest thing that's ever existed.
I know.
What did you say?
Wink, wink.
What did you say?
What I said was that we need to get to 269 likes and we are bussing, dude. We are.
Don't you ever say bussing.
Making our way.
80% of you have not clicked like. Join the 20%. Make the 80 become 70. Let's roll.
This video is so important. Thank you, Patrick.
Click like, click fart, don't shart. Let's go. Channel motto.
Okay. I see nothing here that I need to FOMO over. This is the easiest pass for me. And I hate to say that because I know a lot of people are watching this video. They're going, man, these guys are just shitting on these cards. We've seen a lot of these cards at this point. This is another set. It looks cool. There are flashy variants. We've seen them. We're excited for them. They move us emotionally in our loins for some of us, but we've seen them. We know what the cards look like. We know what happens most of the time. All the Eldrazi Titans race to the bottom. Jeweled Lotus, it probably has more appeal. Maybe it won't have as sharp a drop. I do think that the card could retain some value, but $1,200 is absurdity.
Well, that's all the points. That's that entire cut, just like that. Bing, bang, boom.
Wait, we're done? What just happened?
All right, we are, as you know, we are in the in-between times. The set has previewed. The set is not out. We've taken a snapshot of the prices of boxes and the current EV of this set. If you're watching this video after the fact and you haven't seen the video going over product prices in EV, you should definitely go check that out. You should also be here live with us on Wednesday nights when we cover all of these topics with the community, sitting here looking at you. We will stare at you if you stare at us. And we're not even checking if anybody's wearing pants.
Like 90% of people don't subscribe, and I think that that's cool because it's like a counterculture kind of thing.
Yeah.
But YouTube has shifted to where they like for people to subscribe. And so that's kind of like where my brain has shifted, where in the beginning I used to say, click a button if you want, but now I'm very much like, I really hope they subscribe because YouTube loves that, which is hard to, I guess, come to terms with as a creator because I never wanted to make that shift, but inevitably I have. You ever think about it like that?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, what's up, Godfather?
What I want to do at this snapshot in time is look at what your hits are.
Thank you, Broccoli.
If you're going to be opening packs of this over the next 4 weeks because you like the crinkle of the paper, then I want you to know in advance what cards you're hitting. If you're looking for just scrape money.
Ooh.
We gotta
like
know.
money.
We gotta know that textured foil Jeweled Lotus is at the top of the list. If you're pulling this right now and you're not selling it, you don't enjoy money. If you're not selling this immediately into the hype, or
you
Jake,
sell it into the hype.
Is this a buy or hold? I mean, is this a hold or sell? You pull.
This is high risk.
You
dude.
pull. Oh, it's very. You pull a texture foil Jeweled Lotus.
I think this card is 300 max, dude. I honestly believe that this card is 300 max.
Chat,
everybody
write that one down.
Everybody said the same shenanigans about the textured Eldrazi and
chat. What would you do,
dude?
Sell, or hold on to it? I think, Jake, I completely agree with you. Sell.
I hate it
so fast. I opened a pack. If I bought a pack, look, chat, you know me, I buy singles. I don't buy packs. I can't legitimately, I can't tell you the last time I opened a booster pack.
Yeah.
and I have an MTG channel. But if I had a pack for some reason and I open it up and this card is in there, I'm gonna maybe sell it to the best offer at the table immediately. I don't even care if I go on to TCG Player and I see, oh, they're selling at like 1,000 now. Yeah. 700s market price, $800.
You can want 1,000 for a card. You can want that, but if people aren't paying that, that's not the price of the card. So,
well, right now we are seeing sales completed, but not a lot.
Ew. Yeah,
21,
I mean, if you're a whale
22,
and you don't care about
24, 24.
Yeah, if you don't care about $1,100 and you're a whale, then yes, sure, buy it at that price. But that's just not having any patience at all. I would like to use that money differently. If I had $1,160.00 to spend, I will say this
maybe
about
who wants to grade it.
Yeah, maybe so. This for me is just like, it's totally a bull trap kind of card, because people are going to be like, ooh, it's a Jeweled Lotus and it's a super special variant.
Right.
One thing that's interesting about a card like this is that for people that do want to control the price, there's going to be not a lot of them. You could buy them all up. You could just buy them all up and then start to inflate the price and then trickle them out. That's one thing about these super rare variants. When you think about Red Hidetsugu, for example,
right?
Should Red Hidetsugu ever have had that high a price? Is it really worth that price, or was it just such a scarce card that it was so easy for people to just manipulate that market? So it could have a highly manipulated market, but even with the textured cards, you know, the textured Renin 7 and stuff, all of that stuff is so cheap, and it's just like, we saw what happened with this.
I just want to bring this up again, or I want to show the chart. We're going to stay on Commander Masters tonight, but this is like the best comp. Jake is 100% on. This is a played card. This is a 4 of played card a lot of times. And you're looking at,
you can play it in Commander too if you want to, but
under $100 for the most expensive texture foil in Double Masters. And that's the most expensive texture foil in Double Masters, straight up. Look, I searched texture foil. We scroll down past the ones that we already knew. They are going to have texture foils, or it is one.
There's Renin, and then it probably, you're going to get to Kozilek or Ulamog, but they're going to be like $75-$80 maybe, even
those
less
commander
than that.
Packs, for people who are wondering,
look at that. There's Kozilek. You just passed him.
Right. Yeah.
There he is.
The ones that these contain that sampler card, and those are collector booster technically that can maybe have one of those texture foils. That's why they're popping up in search. But I'm telling y'all, you got 4 right now from this set that are more expensive than any texture foil that's ever existed, and they are all Kozilek Great Distortion is about $50 to $80 higher than the most expensive one ever before that, and then it goes ridiculoso, $300, $400, almost $1,000. So yeah, just patience and our not financial advice, encouragement to ourselves. We'd like to say this reminder to ourselves at night. If you open within the first couple of weeks, sell the hits. Yeah,
like if you do a pre-release type event, that's a really good time to sell the hype.
Seriously. Yeah. Jeweled Lotus texture foil. Then we got Dragon texture foil. We saw those in those texture foil searches. Dragon profile texture foil. Ulamog profile texture foil. I don't think this one's going to stay. I mean, I don't think any of these are going to stay, but I think that these two have the best potential to stay up. But I really think they're just going to fall.
That's wild, dude. That is just wild. I mean, all of these cards will at least like drop to their Double Masters 2022 texture foil counterparts. Like the Kozilek is going to be a perfect example of just like, that's a worse Kozilek. That's the Great Distortion. So it's worse than Butcher of Truth, which means that it should definitely be less than $75 by the time it shakes out.
Jeweled Lotus foil etched, extra planar lens foil etched. This is one that is very, very interesting to me.
Pause. Thank you for the $5. Says keep staying positive. Jake and Joel are magic. Jeweled Lotus, gotta love it. It is a beautiful card. All the finance stuff aside, it is a great card, a fun card, and
Anthony,
it does look nice.
Anthony Floor super chatted $4.99 earlier. Jeweled Lotus makes Slicer go brr. Sorry if we
did we miss that one?
Sorry if we missed your super chat, Anthony. You were the stream monarch. All hail. But Pause did come in and take it from you for $5. All hail.
Good catch on Anthony there. Sorry about that.
Many apologies. We've been rolling on these topics. Let me fix this real fast and we'll keep it going here. All hail.
So nice to have everybody hanging out here tonight. Thank you all so much for hanging out on your Wednesday this evening.
Extra Planner Lens in foil etched is the next hit down. So we've got our texture foil Jeweled Lotus, our texture foil Ur Dragon, Ulamog, then our foil etched Jeweled Lotus. Those are our top 4 hits. So pretty much if you're pulling anything but a base Jeweled Lotus or the textured foil 3 hits there, top 3 hits are Dragon, Lotus, and Ulamog, you got something to sell quick. What do you think about foil etched Jeweled Lotus now, Jake? Does that one buck the trend? Do you think that one goes the opposite way?
I mean, let's look at etched Imperial Seal, for example.
Yep.
That's the one that comes to mind when I think about this. Like, that's just my gut. I would say it probably gets to this range. Imperial Seal is, yeah. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. Let's look at Ragavan. Let's look at Ragavaga Ding Dong.
Hang on, before we go swap over to Ragavan's Ding Dong, I gotta look at $280. $280 for foil etched Imperial Seal. Now down in the 100 range. Y'all,
look at that. Look at the people who bought the dip, and then they were like, no. They were like, look at it level off there around January, and people are like, okay. And this is typically with a stock. Oh no, not financial advice. This is typically where a stock is going to decide if it wants to go up or down. If it starts trading sideways, that's where it's like, okay, it wants to make a decision. And in March, it chose down.
It definitely chose down.
It picked down. Oh no.
Y'all, this is a fantastic comp, Jake. Thank you for bringing this one up, because Jeweled Lotus foil etched 228. I mean, I'm looking at Imperial Seal foil etched for 280. It's almost same. It's different,
it's
but
wild,
same,
right?
same. Yeah.
And it's a very sweaty, very good, scarce, semi-scarce. Let's say
$100.
scarce, but not reserve list.
You can get one for $100.
People don't like that risk.
What?
They're like, oh, I could get that etched Imperial Seal, but shit, man, they're gonna do it again. They're gonna do it to Imperial Seal again, and they're gonna do it with better art. No, God.
Extra Planner Lens.
This one as well would drop, and then we got to look at Ragavan too.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I wanted to see what the other $69. Okay, y'all.
Yeah, so it'll definitely be less than that.
The masterpiece.
That's actually rare.
It's twice as much as a masterpiece version right now, y'all. Stop it.
Why is Rudy saying not to buy set boxes? You've piqued my interest, Nico.
Because he overbought on draft boxes and collector boxes.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing. That was a tongue.
No, that was a tongue in cheek.
It was
a very dank but good guess. I think it's great.
Ragavan etched. Let's take a peek at Ragavaga Ding Dong. $50, baby.
Shut the fuck up. Wow.
$80. We're at 50s and we're holding.
Now here's the thing that's scary about this. Highly desirable card, 4 of in the constructed decks that want it, and then also it's really good in Commander. So this has the crossover vibe going on, and this is even like Nothing.
You can get a play set of foil etched
man.
Raggies for $200. That's wild.
It sounds fun, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time.
I mean, a
Sounds
modern
like,
deck that won 4 of, getting it in a pimp version was $200. That sounds acceptable.
Joel, okay, we got a tangent really quick because we're looking at a premium version of Ragavan. Can we get a baseline version of this card?
Yeah.
I just want to see, because I said I'd be comfortable buying this card at 40. Where's
You're
he,
almost
where's
there,
he
pal.
at now? We've got to be way past it.
Price load high on Ragavan Nimble Pilferers. Nice. You can get the textless version for 20 cents.
Not bad.
Yeah. These are, I don't think tournament legal, but you know, under $1.
Legends is under 40.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
I mean, and like honestly, I personally
35.98 lightly played.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
if you want that card,
I prefer the Magali art personally. Completed Ragavan, pretty cool.
I like that because there's so many Multiverse Legends versions of this card. It's just cheaper than the regular border version.
Bowmasters did. That is a good point. Poison Sugar 01. That's a good point. I heard this the other day, or I heard people talking about this the other day. Bowmaster has pretty much taken every format that it's legal in right now. That and the One Ring.
It's up for a big ban discussion. Was the last rumors that I heard is they're looking at it.
So because it pokes Ragavan a turn after Ragavan hits the battlefield.
Yeah,
you're looking at a pretty strong card.
I'm not even that surprised. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, $40 for Raggy now. The real point of this, and that'll probably get chopped out of the video anyway, but
that's fine.
To the people hanging, the foil etched Ragavan is down to $50. Your staples are going down. People need a 4 of that. Please just, if you pull extra planner lens and foil etch, please just sell it. Please just sell it if you want to. Not advice. That's not a request. I want to say one more thing. I'm actually, Jake, that's advice to you. That's advice to no one else but to you. If you pull this, sell it immediately.
I want to say one more thing about the monkey before we move on.
Yeah.
What's kind of crazy about the monkey is like you could have been a person who opened Ragavan and were playing with Ragavan, and you were like, this card is never going away. This card is the most amazing card. This card is awesome, and it's always going to be relevant in this format. And cards like Tarmogoyf are a prime example of it doesn't matter how good a card is or how great a card is, something in the power creep will change it. It will change the meta. And I mean, that's crazy that Bowmaster has done that, and we're seeing a serious correction in Ragavan price. I mean, Tarmogoyf used to be a $200 foil, and now you can get a foil Tarmogoyf for like $20. So, I mean, if you really love the card, keep it. But if it starts underperforming for you and it's still expensive, take that as a sign if you want to convert that into something else.
I've seen this card whooping ass on Arena.
Look at that. Jeez.
They wrote this whole card out and then they were like, you know what? Let's give it flash. Shit. Combine this with a wheel, why don't you?
Goes wide.
Ping pong, ping pong,
stuff.
ping, ping, ping.
Jeez. Yeah.
Anyway, Orcish Bowmasters. Moving down from extra planner lens, you got another textured foil, Kozilek the Great Distortion. Holding a little bit more of a premium than Jeweled Lotus in Borderless, which I think is a little bonkers. That this card is only at 114. My price memory on Jeweled Lotus is it's a $120 card. $100 to $120 card. We called that it was going to get down to 80. People laughed at us. It touched 80. Bounced back up 100, 125s is where I, in my head, for some reason, I'm like, I can get a Jeweled Lotus for around $100, 125.
It's actually like 70 though.
Well, like now it's right. That's exactly what I'm saying is these cards coming out have pushed it down significantly enough that the non-foil second best Jeweled Lotus hit in this set is under what my price memory is of the of a OG Jeweled Lotus non-foil. So
Yeah.
that is pretty wild to me. Long term, this is probably a card I'll be trying to target. It'd be swag if you could get this at like 60s or 70s a year from now.
Maybe.
Because that is
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if it's like a ton of this product is opened, maybe so. But I do see that art being desirable.
Agree.
And I even know people that like to build the extended art commander decks.
Right.
So people who want that are going to splurge.
Dragon popping up again, non-foil, $70.
I could see that going down. That's a very...
I could see, yeah, going way down.
Yeah.
I just feel like 40, $50 for a non-foil is most you're going to be able to talk people.
Well.
Same.
Yeah.
Foil etched Dragon will be the only one of these, but starting at 100, I mean, $80 is 20%. So minimum there. And then Finale of Devastation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are your top 10 hits as of just before release. We are past the full spoiler season, and we are...
So that comes out August 4th. It is July 26th.
Those are the top 10 and what the prices are. Save this video. If you're watching this 6 months from now or a year from now, comment what price any of these cards are. Typically, it's about that 6 month to a year point where we start seeing comments on videos from that previous 6 months or a year where it's like, wow, the price of this card is here now. And that's when Jake and I start going, maybe it's time to cover Great Pickups Commander Masters. Because we don't put a video title out with that combination of words in it until we're at the 6 month to a year mark.
Jank with a good question here says, did the Jeweled Lotus reprint hurt the sealed value of Commander Legends? I guess we could take a look at just the collector box, for example, which was like around $500, but I imagine that let's see. No.
Nope. If anything, the attention on Commander Masters has made Commander Legends boxes go back up because people probably are wanting to crack. Jumping. Well, they're relisting them and they want to like do some tandem cracks. We'll do a Legends and a Masters at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Or if we go and look at the draft collector booster box, I bet that people want to do combo drafts. That's always something that comes up around these times.
That's a good note.
These prices actually aren't going up too up.
So yeah, those actually did see a little bit of a hit there, probably with the J-Lo announcement.
Yep, right around here.
Yeah, a little bit of a dip there.
Whenever J-Lo was announced, we got it chunked back down. I'm surprised these boxes got up to 140 though. That's cool. A lot of people, I mean, these prices on this set probably should be way higher because it's a bunch of unique cards that have barely been reprinted in there, but it also, there was not a lot of consumer confidence in this product, it being the poster child of our Pringles.
Worst foils imaginable.
Right, our Pringles there for a while.
Yeah.
So that is an interesting question.
Foils imaginable.
Jake,
even if you did get a foil Lotus out of here, it's awful, sadly.
We're running about 15 minutes ahead, and there is an 8-minute video called Let's Crack a Commander Master Collector Booster Box. You want to watch it? 42,000 views?
Give me just a moment to use the restroom because I would love to watch it.
Yeah, let's do that.
And we can just do a live reaction because I haven't watched one.
Me either.
I know that we're all going to be watching them over at Rip and Ship by Moonshot, though.
Yeah, baby.
Be right back.
Okay. Chat, does that sound good to y'all? I haven't just sat and watched a full-out opening of this set yet. And so Arista cards from 4 days ago, don't really know the channel. Oh, it looks like it's portrait orientation. That one's not going to work. Ascrius, Blissful. I'm seeing if I recognize any of these opening channels, if any of them are friends of the channel. Any friends of the channel, any patrons already have a collector booster box opening posted on their channel? Godfather says, yeah, go with Ascrius. Okay, cool. I'm not familiar with Ascrius, but there's an anime playmat. So, you know, what can you do? Yo, yeah, if any patrons have their 3 box openings, he does 1 to 3 and 4 to 6. Oh, nice. I see. I see. All right, that should have fixed on Jake's side. Oh, that's cool, Aaron. It's all good. We're probably going to mute it anyway, just because I don't know what kind of music or what kind of content they do in their videos. So we'll probably watch it at like 2x speed with no audio.
Oh. I'm ready. Let's do this shit.
Can you hear that music by chance?
Negative.
Okay, cool.
Chat, we got to get to 369 likes for the meme, please.
You can see this though, right?
Life or death.
You can see this opening, Jake.
Yes.
All right, cool. I'm just gonna turn the audio off and we'll watch it at 2x speed and we'll kind of see what happens as we go.
Can you not share the audio with me?
Oh, you can hear the audio?
I can hear like some really intense, almost like dubstep kind of music. Did I lose you?
No, you should be able to hear. No music now.
Aw, look how wholesome this art is.
Yeah, we got some wholesome art on the playmat chat. Give me a second. Let me make sure that we are set and ready to go. Yeah, I know we can't see the video yet.
Thank you, Lance.
All right, so let me get some context on this. Channel is Ascrius. Go subscribe to Ascrius if you want to watch some openings. Apparently, we've never seen this channel. We don't know anything about it. We don't condone this channel. We're just saying we're going to watch it right here. But I want to see that subscriber remove if it's cool. Please note, we're an LGS, and since the full spoiler is out for this set, we're doing an unboxing to see what the new set feels like. This product was not purchased from any stores. Release date is 4 August 2023. We're going to watch this on 2x speed, no audio. Ascrius, thanks for posting this. And we're just going to kind of get a little live reaction of what me and Jake see and what we have. Rip and Ship was saying that this opening has got multiple boxes involved.
Hold on, I want to ask chat something.
I'm loving the box art. Look at that. Look at man, why not make a foil that does that? Look at that. That looks so tight. It's like fractal.
It does look nice.
Fractal foiling.
That looks kind of trippy. Shout out to Brody.
I want that on a t-shirt, and it'd be one of those t-shirts where when you wear it, the back side of that giant emblem gets really sweaty because it's just like, you know, fused into the shirt. Yeah, so it looks like 3 boxes here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So we got 3 boxes of these collector boosters to open. This is on Ascrius's channel. Check the description if you're watching this after the fact. You should have been here live, so you can watch this with us live with the community. We're live every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern. The link to Ascrius's channel is in the description of this video. Big shout out to their channel for posting this early. That Return to Dust is tight. Little foil, little etched Moraphon.
Okay, all right. I mean, it looks nice.
That's a commander card. Spectator seating and a Vault of Champions. Nice double land pack.
Okay, so $50 though. All right, $50.
$50 a pack.
Yeah, you got to think about it like that. each time we're trying to hit 50. I don't know if Morphon, a Gilded Lotus, and that vault get there. Just being honest. You do got the retro land. I'll value that at like maybe $3.
Cool art Wrath of God for what it's worth. The Heliod smashing. Now there's a profile Urza non-foil. Frostfang foil. Love that extended there. So far, I mean, watching this opening, my initial feeling from 2 packs is that there's a lot of mental bias towards this set already. That. Yeah, those etched medallions look really tight. I think that if price was not a factor in this set, that everyone would be thrilled. Everyone would be so thrilled with this set, because
isn't that like a thing though every time? I mean, it's like every time that happens.
That's fair.
It's like that darn price point is what ends up ruining something good.
That finale,
right?
That foil finale of Devastation is pretty sweet. Not in our top 10 hits, but sweet nonetheless. On the etched so far, the ruby's pretty sweet to see that one.
So each pack, it looks like, has one of those retro foil lands. You got all your commons and uncommons as per usual, and then you got 4 hits. So it's just like Double Masters 2022.
Flawless.
You got your extended art hit, you got your etched hit, you got your profile hit, and then you have your standard rare, which you can see there is the pile that's third from the right. That's right, just here. Your standard rare pile. So yeah, it's very much Double Personal Masters. Tutor.
Foil Flawless was the last one he opened. Just real quick, we'll zip it back. Right there, that is the Foil Flawless maneuver. And sheesh. I know that these prices are going to fall in the short term and probably over the first year or so, but some of those individual variants will begin to rise at some point, years down the road. And I feel like those free spells in the extended, in the foil, etched Archfiend. That's a cool. Sweet looking card.
That almost has like a vibe from like the blacked out. There's a Jeweled Lotus.
Non-foil Jeweled Lotus. This is 10th on the list, right? Isn't that right? What'd we say, chat?
Yeah. So that's like a hundo right now, right? Pretty sure.
125. Remember, because the non-foil super version, or the non-foil second super version here from this set is about what I remember Jeweled Lotus as being from the first set years after the fact. So, and kind of settling off at 125. So that pack has a $125 hit in it that I'll be selling automatically.
Yeah, the Archfiend had the double feature vibes. It definitely kind of looked like that because of all the black on it. It looks good.
I can see that. It does look good.
I do love like so many pauper downshifts. We were looking at it, chat, and there are 130 rarity changes. Yeah, I mean, that's a good hit. That's a good hit. Let's see what else this pack ends up having.
Etched. Oh, man. Don't want to hit Regal Behemoth as your rare.
Foil Morophon, and then foil Great Henge. So yeah, that's a good pack.
What I end up doing is
Great Henge being like $30 after all this.
Yeah. I think that it will crack back up, because that's one that they're going to use to sell sets as we move forward and sell box topper sets. Even if it's a set within a set, they're going to be using it to sell sets. And so love that new RKF Darksteel mutation, by the way. Oh God, imagine getting that in your foil etch slot. Inferno Titan is a quarter, probably.
How many textured are there, chat? Aren't there 10 cards they picked?
We definitely haven't hit a texture
from the
yet.
Eldrazi.
Wait,
I think it's 10.
I mean, and thing is, chat, we've been watching this at 2 mostly. All right, that card's relevant. That is a Zalortha.
I do like that. That's the first time we've seen Zalortha actually printed.
Right. So, chat, Zalortha was Godzilla the first time that it came out, and it was only available as Godzilla. In paper. We had seen Zalortha, what you're seeing in this hand now, is the new Zalortha. We had seen this art before as the Zalortha art, but this is the first time in paper. It's just kind of an oddity. It's not going to be worth a lot, but it's an oddity of the set.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool that they put that in the set. And it's a nice little Easter egg for everybody who was waiting for that.
This version of Mike Jake is just so hot. You've got to get this for your character.
It's really good.
The way that background matches the zombified blue skin is just so good looking, dude.
It
Second
is.
real we've seen.
Lance did say it is 10 textured, so we are correct on that. It's 9 of the profile mythics and Jeweled Lotus.
Jeweled Lotus, yeah.
But even we've seen, chat, with like all of the super special thing. If it isn't a serialized thing, most of it races to the bottom. A lot of it does. That's just a gilded, but it looks good. Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm saying. It's just artifacts in the foil etched in particular. It looks super sexy to me. And this set has got the medallions. This set has got Gilded Lotus. This set has got Idol of Oblivion, which is huge in token decks. Not expensive hits. Maybe some of the medallions will be. But oh man, I want to see that Marin a little bit more because that's what a foil profile one looks like. The pink really didn't seem to pop too much. All right, so Jake, just to recap, we are here at 1052 of 1157 on this 3-box opening. 3-box opening.
12 packs total.
Each pack is $50.
Yep.
And we've seen a Jeweled Lotus. We've seen like a $125 Jeweled Lotus get pulled. Nothing else in the top 10.
I mean, we saw, yeah, you're right. We saw some good stuff, but I don't think that this comes out to, you know, what, 50 times 12, $600 worth of cards.
Frame break smothering tithe in foil. That's pretty sweet. Maybe a $50, $60 card there. Guessing long term. But overall, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of really fun cards and a lot of like ridiculously.
That was a hot pack. Yeah.
Ridiculously playable cards. There's a ton of staples in here.
But, Psych Rift. Tons of stuff that, I mean, that Exsanguinate is in here. Exsanguinate getting a reprint is really cool. There's tons of downshifts. There's like downshifts from, there are some upshifts as well, but the downshifts are going to make it to where some cards that were previously pretty expensive become much less expensive, which is really exciting.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like way less expensive. Like
it is. I think
even
that's the excitement for this set, right? Is obviously the meme has been beat to death that the value is just, it's just too much. It's just too expensive of a set in general for what you could potentially open. I mean, it's,
how would you feel opening that? Someone just asked in chat, how would you feel, Joel, opening that for $600?
Oh,
what we just saw there.
You
think that,
no.
So like, so for you, it's just like for $600, you see the cards, they look good, they look cool, they look like a good, like they look nice, but for you it's just not worth the 600. You would rather, if you were spending it on Magic, buy something else. Or
I could get so many cards, so many singles for $600 of, especially of the last, like, go back a year and look from there.
And then you just be patient on Commander Masters and know that you're going to revisit it in the future when most of it is bottomed out, which I think is probably the move, right?
Right.
It's like,
I mean, a collector pack of Lord of the Rings is like $32 right now. And if you go to Commander Masters and you look at their collector booster packs, you're looking at $55 right now. Market price around $60 right now. And I think
still going down
long term that there's more value in Lord of the Rings collectors than there is in Commander Masters collectors. And I'm just looking at Double Masters, what happened with Double Masters, what happened with Double Masters 22 with the inherent value of those sets. And then
even
I look at
the ring
set
being found, it's still kind
even
of
with
attractive.
the ring being found. I look at Lord of the Rings and I see an entire set full of mechanically unique cards that they are gonna have a bitch of a time reprinting well enough. And I'm just like, how can this be? How can this be?
This product does also have the serialized soul rings, but they're very, very, very hard to find. There's so much more.
I'm not even considering that when I make
you
this
just like
statement.
it as a Lord of the Rings product. You like it as
right.
a Universes Beyond thing. I will say this about it. I have played some Paper Commander with IRL friends twice, and the last time I have played as the Hobbits, and I have played as the Jeskai Rohan deck, and honestly, it's been a lot of fun. And the people I'm playing with, one of our friends, he said this, and this is kind of funny. He goes, I hated on those Secret Lair products because of Walking Dead and Fortnite and Stranger Things. I thought that was all stupid, but here I am buying these Lord of the Rings decks. And I said to him, I go, I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just letting you have your fun. But he totally recognized it, and they hooked him. They hooked somebody that hadn't played MTG in a very long time. And then he went out and he bought all 4 decks. Joel, you know who this is.
Oh yeah.
And we played with them. It was a great time. And I'm saying all of this to say, Joel, I do see the desire in the Lord of the Rings product. This is a flash in the pan kind of thing. I know that there is a way that they can reprint these cards, but when you do think
it's all about it's all about long-term value. That's really the only point I'm trying to make, is that there's a bunch of mechanically unique stuff in a collector booster that's $20 less than a collector booster of a set where we just saw $600 worth of boosters get opened, and it was like multiplayer land, Oron Frostfang, foil Finale of Devastation was pretty sweet. The foil free white spell was pretty sweet. Personal Tutor, love that. I'm going back through the pools. Magus of the Wheel, that's like a 75-cent card. That is a cold blast of water on this entire opening. Foil Great Hinge, the Regal Behemoths, you're just like, oof. Don't want to see those. I love how often I'm seeing the battle lands, the 2 or more opponent lands, because those are cards that we really need. Those are just like commander dual lands, right? And so we need those in the format. It was a nice way for them to give us dual lands to help our decks perform a little more smoothly. And
the other thing about the Lord of the Rings, before we wrap that up and move on from that completely, is that it does have the lotto factor, which we have to kind of mention. For a $30 pack, you have the Lord of the Rings cards, but then there's also the Soul Ring lotto, where it's like if you do hit one of those Soul Rings, you're hitting like minimum $1,000,
right?
Just so, I mean, that is worth mentioning. This product doesn't have any sort of serialized anything, which again, on the record, is a good thing. Okay, I'm completely on the record saying I think that this product not having a serialized thing is a good thing, because showing restraint on that is going to be what makes that successful in the future. I firmly believe that.
Ascarius, thank you for sharing your triple box opening of Commander Masters Collector Booster. If you're watching this after the fact on the YouTubes, make sure you like and subscribe. Man, that opening. Little rich for my blood for 600. Foil Smothering Tithe was cool, I guess.
You got the Lotus in there, the Henge. If you the Cyclonic Rift, I think if you laid them all out, you probably got about 250 to 300 cards, and a lot of them are gonna drop in price. A lot more of them are. I like to do this fun little thing where when one of these sets comes out that has a bunch of variants, I like to go on eBay and type in, for example, like Double Masters 2022 lot, and you'll have some people that are just like borderless lot Double Masters 2022. They've picked through, they've gotten all the good cards out, and they're just like dumping some of their variants. And I like to pick up those lots because you can get them pretty cheap. But even somebody who's like looking out knows what he thinks is cheap and what what is, you know, a good price, I've seen those even adjust downward as well. I keep all of them on a TCG app in my phone. I track the prices of all of my purchases. I know what my cost basis is. And then I can look back and be like, wow, those are still trending downward from where I got them. So, I mean, a lot of this is going to do the same thing. There's nothing here that stands out in a big way that says to me, oh, this product is going to rip up in price and be a good investment.
And please remember, just please keep this in mind, y'all. If you're opening this product early within the first week or two, look at your big hits, consider flipping them immediately. There is nothing, not financial advice, there is nothing that Jake and I have ever seen about this kind of set that shows that those cards, the textureds and the anything else in the top 10 most expensive singles are going to go up over time on any kind of timeline. So consider that the most expensive textured foil from 2XM22 is now $100 when you've got some pre-order prices right now going 400 plus up to 1,000 for that Jeweled Lotus. Just really consider selling immediately. Maybe store credit to your store. Maybe they'll want to, you know, get the singles because they think they can flip them for more early on, get them out of there, sell them online, something. But I mean, that opening, it looked really fun. It looked like it would be a super fun draft set. It looked like it would be a super fun, like, collection building set if the price wasn't outlandish.
Yep. I still think it will be fun to draft because if you do draft it, you will have prize support. So right. I think, like, if you're just like, look, I just want to have a good time and have a premium draft, then go draft it. Do some of the draft boosters of it. I think it'll be a great time, and yeah, maybe you get something good in your prize packs, but it's just, you know, when you're spending upwards of $300 to $600 on something, or no, I mean, let's say $200 for the collector box. When you're spending $200 or more on a product, you should review it, and you should be educated on what's in it and what you think you're going to open. If it were a $100 box, I'd say, you know, it's a $100 box. Just have fun. If you feel like cracking some packs, go
Seriously,
buy a $100 box.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. All right, we got one more segment. Jake, I'm going to take a 2-second bio, and we'll do the rarity, mythics, and then commons after that.
Sweet. Wonder how much the stores lose on that product if they have to pay like $300 to $340. I know that we covered distributor prices in the previous stream, and yeah, I mean, that's what makes it premium. Jake, what's the plan for Vegas in September? Well, we are going to be there. That is official. And we also are going to be at, we should let everybody know about this. We're going to be at MTG Summit in Salt Lake City as well. So we're going to be at a couple things coming up here in the next couple months. It's going to be pretty sweet. If you haven't looked into MTG Summit, it looks pretty freaking awesome. Travis says 90% sure I'm going May. Try to go back to Summit if I'm not going to League Worlds in Korea. Nice, Travis. If you do, good luck. And yeah, if you do go to Summit, that would be great to hang. Great to drink or something. Jank, it is, type in MTG Summit Salt Lake City. It is going to be a pretty stacked event. Not going to lie. It is going to be a pretty crazy time. What do you think Rick will go down to when it's putting the throne set in September? You know, I don't know, Godfather, but I think that's pretty cool that they are getting the Walking Dead cards printed in a
Travis, what's up? 90% sure you're going to, is that MTG. Vegas? What were we talking about?
I was talking about Vegas and
nice.
Summit. I was talking about both of them.
Oh yeah. I
And,
see Jake's question. Yeah, I wasn't obviously listening to what Jake said, but we'll be there Thursday. We'll be getting into Vegas on that Wednesday, and there through the whole weekend. We're gonna have
we'll have specifically some time to like hang out with community members, and then also we're gonna be on the floor a good bit. We'll probably do a two-headed giant time, and
we're planning at least one day of
MTG.
shooting vids. We've got a bunch of cool like only possible at a convention style vids, and we'll need people to be in those, like games and interviews and stuff like that. And then one of the days we want to have a like specific Jake and Joel or Magic community meetup, and we'll draft or play some Commander, just kind of hang out. And then typically we've done a sort of go out night, go over to some casinos and walk around.
Do degenerate stuff.
Yeah,
because whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
It never gets that crazy.
It gets that crazy for sure. It's extremely crazy when you're hanging with Jake and Joel on the Vegas crowded and not so desolate Vegas streets at night.
Jank, the MTG Summit is an event in Salt Lake City.
Extremely dangerous.
I think we are going to be at it this year. There's more info to come on that. But it was an event that I think the first year was last year. It looked hugely successful from afar. We weren't planning on going, but we've recently been chatting with that team, and maybe we'll end up at that
Card shop. That will be that Wednesday through that weekend of September, late September.
MagicCon Las Vegas is September 22, 23, and 24. The theme is Eldraine, because that will have come out earlier that month.
Yeah, so Joel and I will be dressed like Ashiok, and both of us will be dressed like twin Ashiok. You won't want to miss it. We haven't even discussed that. We probably will cut that idea. There's a 3% chance it ends up happening, but maybe even 1%.
Previews begin August 15th for Eldraine. Jake, if you want to jot this date down, that'll be that debut. That'll be the 9 a.m. stream. August 15th. That's our next one of those.
Obviously, he says, come hang with me, Nitpicking Nerds, Saffron Olive, and Just Games in Rochester, New York in September for the Sealed Commander charity event for the Trevor Project if you can't make it to Vegas. Thank you, Bobby Z.
That was a lot of words. I didn't really want to read them all, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened, or I'm happy for you.
I can't tell if Bobby is trolling or not.
All right, chat. We got one more segment tonight. We're going to talk about rarity shifts. Let's swap over.
If I go, I'll be staying on Fremont Street. We love Fremont Street. Great time.
Golden Nugget is my casino of choice. Golden Nugget over on Fremont is my casino of choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually avoid the penny slots, and instead this time I want to put one $100 bill into a machine that does $10 spins, and just do 10 spins and just be done.
Jake has been watching gambling YouTube.
I do, dude. I got sucked into gambling YouTube.
Ridiculous.
And Joel and I share a YouTube, and so it's like you'll see some remnants of Joel YouTube in there where it's like some baseball clips and stuff. But I'm like, wow, dude, he has to be just seeing so many just gambling.
Oh, I've been inundating with
such a fun. It's such a slots. It's so funny. There's this one guy who's just like, I just woke up. I'm going to go down and I'm going to put $300 on a hand of blackjack. Let's see if I'm going to eat well tonight. And then he closes his fist and he puts the dollars in there, and then he opens it up and he's like, let's see if I'm eating. He's like, $600, baby. And it's just like, it's a vibe, man. It's funny, but yeah, I'm very much looking forward to Vegas.
Chat, one of the
Why do we share a YouTube? Because we're both content creators and we have to use the same YouTube login.
Have you seen how both our names is on this?
We have to have the same YouTube.
Both our names is on this.
We could do incognito YouTube, but I'm fine with it at this point. I'm just like,
I mean, like
yeah,
I have a
just see what I
personal
looked
account
at.
that I'll swap to. Like I know that Jake doesn't want a bunch of dad videos, and I definitely get recommended dad videos, you know,
Oh, I know.
that kind of stuff.
I don't want them to try to turn me into a dad, and then all of a sudden I have a kid out of nowhere. And I'm like, where'd this kid come from?
Nobody's going to turn you into a dad. Please
And
don't
then the
suddenly have a child.
kid is in my house, and because Google is like, this guy wants a kid, he watched some dad videos, let's get him a kid. All of a sudden, a kid is delivered.
We got one more segment here, and Jake's got to leave in 30 minutes. So let's make it a party.
Let's do it.
Chat, we're about to do the YouTube intro part of this, so everybody say hey to YouTube. Be like, you could have been here live. You should have been here live. Hey, YouTube watchers after the fact. If you do that, you'll see yourself in chat on the video. It'll be awesome. Jake, one of the cool features of these Masters sets, of these reprints sets, is that we have cards shift rarities. Real quick, if you're not familiar with shifting of rarities, downshifts, upshift, there are two main categories of these that can be very relevant for their own reasons. Cards that have been shifted up to mythic, meaning for some reason WotC wants to protect how much that card is worth in some way because it doesn't make sense for that card to be a mythic otherwise, or has never been a mythic. Occasionally that's because of a limited effect. They don't want some random card being at rare showing up like once a draft. They'd rather some of these cards show up every few drafts. And then the other real big section of ones that are important are the downshifts to common. Right, Jake?
Yep. Because of Pauper. And that's a format that it does have people play in paper, and there's tournament support for it, but it is a big MitGo format as well. A lot of people play Pauper events over on MTGO.
So we want to look at those two specifically, and then we'll glance through the rares as well and see if any of the cards that have been mythic and downshifted to rare will help us aim at any really good pickups. But we have got, of the 130 cards in the set that were reprints
in rarity
at new rarities, 10 of them are mythics, Jake. Capture of Jingzhou and Sun Quan, Lord of Wu. Man, have we been looking at these cards forever as potential reprint targets from a set called Portal 3 Kingdoms.
Yeah, and look, I mean, they have to be reprinted at Mythic if you want to save any of the value of these cards. When you have a scarce play like this, it really just comes down to, once they reprint it, it's going to be extremely, extremely cheap. The cards that are indicators of this are Imperial Recruiter, Grim Tutor, stuff like that. Yeah, for me, this is a... man, that card's going to be even cheaper, even though it's an extra turn effect.
And you can see that there's nothing really inherently special about this card. 5 mana for an extra turn. That's pretty on rate. That's a rare card.
Sorcery speed.
Sorcery speed, that's a rare level card. But like you said, because the OG is $300 plus, if you're going to protect any of that, it's the same thing with Sun Quan. Over $120 for this, but 6 mana for a 4/4 that gives your creatures horsemanship, basically makes your creatures unblockable, and has no other keywords. This is an enchantment that is an awesome enchantment, but it dies so easy.
Yeah. And it's a pretty expensive card.
Right.
It's at 6.
Yeah.
So,
it is. It's the same category.
Good, yeah. It is a good card.
For
it is
sure.
A very good card.
But both
really
of these...
quick, William, thank you for those 5 gifted. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Sorry, William. I was going to go through them as well. Make sure you said thank you if you got a gifted membership. Joshua Owen, Billy, Liam, 8K. William is Bister. That makes you the new stream monarch. All hail. All hail the outgoing monarch. Pause. All hail the incoming monarch. William is Bister.
Thank you so much, William. As always, bothers like to chip it. Yes, man. We appreciate you so much. Yeah, the loyal retainers as well. This is another card where I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Hang on, I'm having trouble with this.
Did it need to be mythic? I mean, I guess it would have just killed the price, right? If it had been reprinted at rare. That's how I'm feeling about Smothering Tithe as well. Smothering Tithe, I don't think needs to be a mythic. I don't think they need to continue printing it at mythic, but I do see if it is, rare, then maybe it's going to show up in most limited experiences, and it is a very busted card. But Smothering Tithe is also a big card in Commander, and so I don't know, run Enchantment Destruction. I don't think this needed to be mythic.
This is a card that they like to seem to keep between 20 and 30. We saw this last in Double Masters 22 at rare, and that is a $20 rare now. I'm assuming since they wanted to use it as part of the pool for this set, as well as identifying it as a, like Jake said, staple Commander enchantment identifier of the format, putting it at mythic is probably their best shot at keeping it around a $20 card plus. But it's never going to be a better time right now, in my opinion, to pick up Smothering Tithe, because you got 3 versions coming from this one. You just had a Judge Academy promo in 22. RIP Judge Academy promos recently seem to be indicating that a huge reprint is coming. And then you had 3 different versions of it in 22. So, now you have a new etched version that has what looks like a more pronounced white border compared to the Double Masters 2022 border. Right.
I mean, variance. We made a short about this.
Yes, it is. Shout out Joma Edge. We've also got Grave Pact.
Yeah, Grave Pact. This was a card I recently made a short about this one. This is a big mana restrictive because of the color. I just don't think it needed to be. It's just going to be kind of pesky to play.
I think
in the limited experience, I think this one is printed at mythic to protect price.
I think that in a limited sense, this card can really make a non-game happen so quickly, because you have to build this into the right kind of strategy to really fully take advantage of it, or it's just sort of this like shared destruction and the game can never get going and we can never approach an end. And so I think there's a little bit of potential that they upshifted it so you didn't have to run into it in limited. Also,
Card Shop does say expanding the numbers of rares and mythics, which they did in this set, is what really helps protect price. So yeah, that is a good note, Card Shop.
That's a good
Thank
note.
you.
Yeah. Same like Jake said with Smothering Tithe. Loyal Retainers, this is one that just hasn't gotten a real reprint. This is a card that's not, it's expensive because it's from PTK as well. This was the only copy of it until Amonkhet Invasions. And then the 30th anniversary play promos, which is this one out yet? Some of these haven't even been released yet. And now we got it in Commander Masters the first actual time. And so the effect is strong. A legendary creature from your graveyard straight to the battlefield just for a sack. You can't do it at instant speed. You have to do it in main phase 1. But, this is basically just like 3 mana return a legendary creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield in white.
And you can just get it right back with something like a Sun Titan. It doesn't say exile it or anything like that. Right. So very strong card.
It is strong, but it's specific. You're not gonna get enough value off of running it in anything except for like I have all legendary creatures in this deck kind of deck.
In which case, you should definitely run it.
Oh, yeah. It should be one of the only non-legendary creatures in there, but it's one that, they're not going to really reprint into the dirt because they haven't done it yet. But we do get an etched. That's pretty cool. Extraplanar Lens. This is just such a scarcity play, y'all. Mirrodin was the only version we had except for the even rarer Kaladesh Invention. Right now, this foil etched version of Extraplanar Lens is selling for more than the invention. Just please look at the prices of other comps before you buy a card, and do not buy Extraplanar Lens for $200.
Yeah.
That's just, that's my advice on this one. $20. It's at Mythic. That price is going to go down. Mirrodin though. I mean, Jake, what do you think? This is a price protection upshift. This is a we don't want to see Extraplanar Lens in limited because it's kind of hard to parse for newer players. Exiling lands you control.
Yeah, I think it's just like it should make people ooh and ah because it's kind of like a mana rock, but really it's yeah, it's just super scarce. It should definitely be cheaper. The best version of that card should be way cheaper than the Kaladesh Masterpiece version, which is actually rare. You know?
Right.
Hey Brandon, what's up?
Savage Beating only had a printing in Dark Steel. This is one of those scarcity reprints that got reprinted and upshifted. You can see that the upshift version is $15. It will go down. This is going to be one of the kind of womp mythics to open, I feel like, in the long term.
I think so too, and I think at rare it might have just been too busted in effect, and it would have been in every pod, and there would always be this one big Savage Beating every game.
Very
and
similar
that's the
to
same way I feel
Insurrection.
about this. Yeah, it's like Insurrection every time. It would be pretty nuts if this were at rare as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be rough. Only Onslaught, Plane Chase, Commander 2011. It's a $10 rare, upshifted to Mythic, and given a special version. I would target this special version at these same 10s in 6 to 12 months, because that's a very cool take on it there on Kamigawa.
That is really sweet.
I really think that too is going to be sort of one of the womp mythics to open, just because this feels like a limited mythic and not a value upshift mythic. Same with this. I think this wanted a reprint. It's only a $15 card though, a $12 card for the secret layer drop version with Kaito on it. But imagine seeing this once per pod, yo. I feel like this would just really let the salt flow. So making it
like, make sure you grab your bribery, because we're always going to play the best thing out of somebody's library. And I mean, that's probably how it's going to go anyway. You know, it's like, but at Mythic, it'll be less.
It will be less. And then we've got Spellseeker. Of this first group, only Battle Bond and Secret Lair. It was given a Judge gift card 2020. Rip the Judge gift card version. It's still cool. It'll still have value.
No, it is cool.
People still value those. You can see that the special version of Spellseeker, cool new art in the borderless treatment, is pre-ordering at about the same as the Secret Lair, but you can get an OG version for which we've gotten the exact same art for Commander Masters for $17. So look at this one again. This is probably a $10 mythic.
Probably
in
so.
a few weeks.
Could be a very nice adjustment downward.
But ETB, get an instant or sorcery with 2 value or 2 or less. People are going to like that. It's playable in a wide number of situations. So,
yep, it grabs some of the most premium removal.
Right.
So I do like that. Yeah.
Another cool place to look with this chat is the commons. These don't need to be sorted by price USD. They are all commons. 41 cards.
There are some really good ones, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, those top 3 right there, All That Glitters, Generous Gift, and Ministrant, all very good cards.
I mean, Mearsmith was a powerhouse in its day.
It sure was.
Chat, it's interesting to look at the cards that get reprinted down to common, because that's where the Pauper players live. And the Pauper players that's been a main storyline, I think, for this set, is that the Pauper love this set has provided has been pretty intense. All That Glitters, this was the first time where I just opened my eyes and went, wait, that's going to be a Pauper card now? Same with Generous Gift, destroy target permanent.
Yeah, Generous Gift, a little bit more sideboard is like the vibe that I get from that card. Because like the red-white Pauper deck, for example, is already pretty well refined. But I do think like Generous Gift will definitely make its way into a sideboard at minimum.
Voltron style decks built on Boggle type frameworks.
Yeah, man.
Like this card just made that deck much more powerful.
Yeah.
Much more powerful. Interesting seeing Murmuring Mystic at common.
I love Murmuring Mystic at common. I actually am working on a short right now, and Murmuring Mystic is one of the cards featured in it. This card, when it was in standard, I remember us complaining a lot about it. It is a card where if you don't have removal for it, it will get out of hand quickly. That 5 toughness is so stupid, dude. The 5 toughness
so
on this card,
much.
it dodges so much. It's really annoying. It goes wide. So if you're somebody who's just like, I just want to play a bunch of like and like counter spells and lightning bolt. You're getting all of this like residual value from it. It's just a very good card.
Well, it's skipping forward a little bit, but did you see which card was printed into common that goes with Murmuring Mystic?
It's also in the short, dude. Gutter Snipe is amazing.
Gutter Snipe is now a pauper card. I need to familiarize myself with that format more, but I've played Gutter Snipe before.
Burn,
in
dude.
formats,
I mean, Burn
right?
is one of the main decks, and Pauper, a lot of people think because it's commons only, it's like tame. It really isn't. There's cards like Lightning Bolt and Brainstorm and some of MTG's most powerful cards ever. So like Gutter Snipe kind of just sits on the battlefield like an enchantment and doesn't even need to swing. It's just going to burn them down. So yeah, very good card. Yeah, Dark Writ, exactly.
I'm not sure how many artifact decks are stomping around in that format, but Reverse Engineer could be a potential powerhouse in a artifact deck.
There is an affinity. There is there's like Grixis affinity decks.
I mean, 2 mana to draw 3 when you can tap, your artifacts, your treasures, you can tap for 1 mana and reuse them later. The biggest one,
Dread Return is a big one too.
The biggest one, y'all. This card is banned in Modern.
Yeah,
this card is banned in Modern.
Yeah,
and now it's in Pauper. What?
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty crazy.
In Pauper, what is the big finisher that you would
reanimate? You could go like Faithless Looting, and then go Dread Return.
What is the
man? People are gonna figure it out.
What is the Ulamog of this format that you would? Because that's what's gonna keep it
I would
from
even
being...
go like Cascade into like, or not Cascade, but like an Annoyed Altasaur would be pretty fun.
Does Cascade work if you don't cast it? I don't think you cast this spell at Cascade.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. No, I don't even really know.
Ulamog's Crusher.
Like, what is the big common? Yeah, maybe an Ulamog's Crusher. That could work.
8/8 Annihilator 2 on turn 3, maybe. That's
attacks
pretty
each
sweet.
combat if able. Let's just look at Eldrazi commons, because I mean that's
here we go. Legal Pauper, type creature, CMC greater than or equal
you spelled
to
creature wrong.
8. Do you know that I don't know how to spell?
I'm just helping you.
League of Creature. Yeah, there we go. Greater than 8. Is there a greater than 9? 3 cards that are greater than 9. Hand of Emrakul.
All right, so Reach Trample 10/10.
Reach Trample 10/10 is not bad. Depth Charge
I would like
Colossus
something with
is
Annihilator, more Annihilator.
Yeah, for sure. Let's equals 8 and see what we get. Trampling 8/9 Eldrazi Devastator.
That's not bad.
8/9 trample.
These are Timmy Pauper creatures, yeah.
Yeah, Ulamog's Crusher.
I think Crusher's probably the best. 8/8 for 8 with Annihilator 2. Annihilator 2 is pretty brutal.
Yeah, not terrible.
Yeah, you really do have to kind of think about this with a card like Dread Return, where it's
100%.
like, yes, it has a big effect, but it's like,
but in Modern, you've
need that big effect.
You've got the targets for Modern,
right? You've got the target,
and so they have to ban it because you can Faithless Loot it into the yard with the creature, sack 3 0/1s or whatever, and you got an Eldrazi. I mean, maybe a flyer. Maybe some sort of
side for Hogaxins, but yes, essentially that same kind of idea is like there's different ways now to loot to the yard and then get something big back.
Right. Vigi Trample 5/7. That's not bad. Trampling 6/6. Yeah. So
it just has to be something with trample.
Right.
That's how I feel. It has to be something big. Yeah. But that's kind of cool.
Yep, love seeing that. Mire Triton is a huge enabler in decks that want this type of effect. A
I like that
2/1
effect
with Death Toucher, mill 2, gain 2 on the ETB. Very, very strong potential there.
I also like the Cauldron. I'm a fan of Cauldron getting the reprint at common.
Yeah,
That's just a fun
it's,
little dirtily.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Gutter
dirtily.
Snipe is one of the huge
Big
highlights, tip top highlights there. Looking at green.
How about that? How about Crash of Rhinos? That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, honestly, well, no, because we're trying to do this on turn 3. We want to ramp.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to. It'd be great if we can loot into the yard on turn 1. Fastest would be loot into the yard in turn 1 and drop in Dread Return and our fatty. Turn 2,
I like
play something like Rebirth.
Cool. Yeah.
You like which one?
That spider there in the bottom left. Kind of cool.
Vigilance
that
reach
just
6/6.
reach 6/6 seems relevant.
After
seems
you, after you loot on turn 1, at least those 2 cards in there. Turn 2, you want to play something like, Kuldotha Rebirth. That's going to create 3/1/1 goblins, and then you could even. Then you'd be able to do it on that turn because Dread Return is just there's no other cost. You just sack the 3 creatures. And you're off to roll. So you can potentially Dread Return on turn 2. I'm wondering what are the type creatures.
Yeah, Kuldotha Rebirth is a big card that would work well with it.
Greater than or equal to 7, and it's got haste. That's a big one too. Okay, how about a 6/4 with haste, Jake? Turn 2, 6/4 haste. Turn 2, trample. Here you go, Magma Hellion. Trample, haste, 5/4. Boom. Now we're building this deck. I'm sure somebody has already figured this deck out.
No, I mean, that's pretty sweet. But because you have Faithless Looting in Pauper, like, I really do think it's like you can get there. I think that there's some way to get there. It'd be fun.
Dread Return is very cool. I
All
also
love as well.
I love seeing this card pop back up. This was a Commander Legends uncommon that held, that 5+ price point for a while. Whenever a token you control leaves, each opponent loses a life, you gain a life. Yeah. You can see why this effect would be desirable. You can see that it's only ever been in Commander Legends and Commander Masters. We've got the new version here now, which will take over that $5, $6 spot. But I do love seeing it pop up. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool elf.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if an Aristocrats deck could potentially work well in Pauper. And then for whatever Voltron you've got going in Pauper, you've got Brass Knuckles. A little expensive on the cast, but I love the 1 equip. And you get 2 when you cast it, so you get 2 equipments for the cost of 4. However, you only need 2 equipment. One of those 2 Brass Knuckles and the other one, or any other equipment, and that thing gains double strike for cheap. Just 1 equip.
Super cheap.
You can put Brass Knuckles and an equipment on 2 different creatures and get this effect on 2 creatures for the price of 4 plus 1 equip for each. Brass Knuckles, that and the copy.
I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of that.
Those are the major shifts down to common and up to mythic. When we look at the rares, we see 32 cards. Steel Shaper's Gift, this is a big playable card. The upshift to rare here makes a lot of sense. It was an uncommon in 5th Dawn, but that's pretty much the only place we've seen it. This was a reprint we've needed for a long time, and I don't think it would have been out of the realm of imagination to call this as being an upshift if and when we ever do see it. Plus, we got the special version, so pretty sweet.
It would have been cool for them to give us a super busted, ultra pushed uncommon and just be like, here you go, Steel Shaper's Gifted uncommon. Yeah. Have fun.
But it's the same kind of thing as Personal Tutor. It was only uncommon because it came out way back in the day, and Commander wasn't
tutors
really...
were super busted. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So you got some of these shifts that just make sense up to rare. It's nice to have Lorthos downshifted from mythic to rare. Finally, I'll be able to play this, maybe get a copy for myself.
For 50 cents, 25 cents.
One of the best creatures ever printed, IMO. So, why don't you, I cordially invite you to suck it.
Rankle down.
Rankle down to rare. All the Titans.
Titans down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of these
stuff down.
Well, lots of these
downships.
commanders, lots of these were just pre-con mythic, right? They were mythic in set symbol only. They appeared in a pre-con. You knew you were going to get them. It was never about how often you saw them. They just are now rares.
And so now that's kind of cool. I mean, yeah. This is one pretty wild. This one's crazy that we're going to see this more often than mythic level rarity in pods and stuff, because this is the kind of thing that'll be way easier to stick on the table in a pod, in a draft, in a commander draft situation. I mean, basically, if you pull this, you should win, because you need to build it all ramp, get to it fast, be able to protect it, and spend that mana to just take the game over. Once you this is a fun inclusion at rare. See, this is what I'm talking about, like where WotC just puts a card in here and they're like, you know what, this card, and we don't care about the price, and it's just going to be a rare.
This is one of the ones where I was like, okay, meaningful downshift. This is going to help the price of this. People are going to be able to get Zakama now. Rivals of Ixalan was the only place you could get it for the longest time. Super expensive. It was a mythic.
And it got a profile picture too, didn't it?
It did. We got a very cool profile picture on this one. And so
it kind of looks like Khaleesi's dragons, honestly, even with the colors.
Yeah, I could see that. And then of course we got Zalortha. You can see here, we had seen it on Arena before in this art, but never in print.
It's Zalortha.
So Chase Stone, who got commissioned back in Ikoria to draw Zalortha Strength Incarnate, and they were like, it's going to be a mythic dinosaur. He was like, hell yeah. And then his art was iced for years.
Big hands.
And so now we're getting to see Zalortha Strength Incarnate in all of its rare glory. Past that, some of these will just be nice to pick up cheap now. You know, Marin was at mythic, but it was just because it was in the pre-con. And you know, you got mystery booster mythic, you got secret layer drop, which rarity again doesn't matter there. And now we got 3 versions of it. So some of these are going to be excellent attempts, excellent chances to pick up these cards. Yeah,
a lot of great cards to pick up. If you don't have them, they're going to be cheap, especially on that rares list downshifted from mythic. It's going to be a really good time to get some stuff.
Let us know if any of these commons are inspiring you to build a pauper deck. I've been saying recently I'm in my reanimator era, and so I'm feeling kind of like Dread Return in pauper.
We can play over spell table or something like that.
It might be time to get into pauper. That's
maybe
all I'm
we
saying.
do some brewing around Dread Return, and then we take it to Mitgo and see if we can take down a league.
Take it to the streets.
Take it to the streets, aka Mitgo, that is the streets for sure. That's where you go to play MTG in the streets and the road.
By the way, if you're watching this after the fact, you definitely should have watched this live. We stream every Wednesday night, 9:30. Be here with us. Hang out. Tell us why we're right. Tell us why we're wrong. Tell us why you're excited to build your Pauper Supply Runners deck. ETB, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. It itself doesn't even get a +1/+1 counter. But there's some good boys on it. Some good boys and good girls.
There's some good boys and girls in there. Venom says, I was here.
Chat. That's it for us tonight, chat. We are off all next week. You will not see us here live next week. Jake and I are going to take a vacation before we hit the end of the part of the year. And we talked about this earlier, but we got a lot going on getting us through to December after August has begun in earnest. We got Vegas coming up at the end of September. Jake and I are going to the MTG Summit at the end of October. More details about that to come soon. We've got a lot of new sets to cover through the rest of the year. No, I'm just kidding. I think we only have 2 more sets this year.
Card Shop says fun show, vacation during the Commander Masters week. Yeah, I mean that's kind of how it goes. It's
out though. People are bored by it already. What's next?
Yeah, we're going to be covering it. We got a couple more things coming out around Commander Masters, but then you know that over the coming weeks and over the next few months, we're going to watch the prices carefully and we're going to check in with it, probably reference some of the videos that we've already filmed and talk about where we are now.
I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday night. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and I hope you all have a wonderful week next week. We will be around. We'll catch you in the Discord when we can.
Yes.
Jake and I are both making a concerted effort to unplug for a week because we are obsessed with this. And
Chat, we can get to 369 likes really quick before
369?
We're at 345. We can get to 369 before we leave.
chat,
We're at 345. We can get there.
if you haven't hit that like button so we can get to 369 likes. Only
Card
then
Shop does.
will we feel true fulfillment.
That's
Help
right.
us.
Card Shop says, I like it. Y'all did the work. Now it's in the hands of us shops next week. Thumbs up. That's right.
Travis,
If I
thank
get a
you.
chance, I am going to go to a game store where I am and maybe get one pack of this and see if I get lucky, but I'm not going to be getting a ton of it. It's just a little bit too expensive for me.
Josh and Joel, my bad. Do you have any prediction for next year's sets? No, Jackie, but I will say I saw something. Gen Con this year apparently is going to have some giant reveal. Remember last year they did like a Magic the Gathering
Charles.
showcase or something about this time? This time they're doing that at Gen Con, to my knowledge, or something equivalent. And apparently they're going to tell us about the next 3 years of MTG at that one event. So there will be a lot of speculative videos to make after the event. 364.
That's right.
We only need 5 more likes and we will hit 369 and we can go offline. Y'all, you're trapping us here. We cannot leave until that's at 369 likes, and Jake has got to go and pack. He's on an airplane 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Y'all don't understand the seriousness. 370. We did
I
it.
have to finish. There we go.